Okay, welcome in, one and all. I'm now going to be reviewing all of Tuesday night's action of the NHL. There were 13 games on tap compared to just the one for the New Year's Day, so there are 26 teams hungry for 2 points. Starting with the teams you see on your screen, as the Montreal Canadiens are still continuing their road trip in Dallas, taking on the Stars. So in the first, Jamie Benn would get an early goal just 11 seconds into that frame, assisted by Wyatt Johnson, his seventh of the season, 1-0 in favor of the Stars. 4 minutes and 14 seconds into that first period, Nick Suzuki would tie it up for the Canadiens, getting his 12th goal of the season from Slavkovsky and Jordan Harris. Gouli would get a goal 9 minutes and 46 seconds into that frame, his third of the season from Kovacevic and Michael Pezzetta. So it was 2-1 in favor of the Habs heading into the second period. Jordan Harris would get his first goal of the season. It was on like a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 rush, getting 6 minutes and 54 seconds into that frame. And with that, it was 3-1 in favor of Montreal. In the third, Cole Caulfield, as everyone calls him, his nickname, Cole Caulfield, would get his 11th goal of the season, a power play goal from Sean Monahan and Nick Suzuki, making it 4-1 in favor of the Habs. Wyatt Johnson would cut the deficit to 4-2 with 4 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in that period, assisted by Dandonov and Marchment. Jason Robertson would cut the deficit to 4-3, getting his 12th goal of the season from Matt Duchene and Marchment, but that's as far as Dallas would go. So with the victory, the Stars are still 22-10-4, still in the top three of their division, and with the victory, Montreal is 16-16-5, and they currently are in fifth place in that Atlantic division. I'm just going to double check here just to make sure. Got like three different devices on the go here. Yeah, so they're actually sixth in that Atlantic division. They're still 3 points behind the Red Wings. All right, the next game takes place in Columbus, where we have the Blue Jackets taking on one of the better teams in the league. So they'll load up the teams on the screen, and Boston should be here. There we go. All right, so the teams should be on the screen as displayed. All right, let's take a look at the goal scoring summary from this game. All right, here we go. This is truly like a two-person operation here. Got two phones, a tablet on the go. I got this I got to control. This is a full-time job.
We also have a remote.
Yeah, exactly. So there were no scoring in the first. We had to jump ahead to the second period where Kevin Shattenkirk would open up the scoring 2 minutes and 12 seconds into that frame, getting his fifth goal of the season from Grizzlechick and Charlie Coyle. Johnson would tie it up for the Blue Jackets less than 2 minutes after that, getting his sixth goal of the season from Provorov and Voronikov. Van Riemsdyk would get a power play goal for the Boston Bruins, getting his seventh goal of the season, assisted by DeBrusk and Lindholm. So after two periods, the Bruins were up 2-1. In the third, Danton Heinen would increase the lead to 3-1, getting his fifth goal of the season from Van Riemsdyk, 7 minutes and 29 seconds into that frame. And with just under 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes and 6 seconds to be exact, Travis Frederick, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, there's a Trent Frederick, one of those two, would increase the lead to 4-1 for the Bruins, getting his 10th goal of the season from James Van Riemsdyk. So Van Riemsdyk would have a goal and 2 assists in this game. So with the victory, the Bruins have now improved to 23-7-6. And with the loss, the Blue Jackets are still the last in their division, 12-19-8. All right. So the next matchup that I'm going to review takes place in New York. First, I'll say that Boston, they're still top of their division. And for the Blue Jackets, like I said, they are at the bottom of their division with 32 points. All right. So the next matchup is still in the Metropolitan Division, and it takes place between the New York Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes. How you doing? Doing good? Cool. You can talk. I'm going to be a stranger. Carolina. And there we go. Nope. There. Up. Come on. There. No. Come on. There. No. Come on. There. Okay. So the Hurricanes went into New York to take on the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. So Drury would kick things off for the Hurricanes in the first period, getting a sixth goal of the season from Noesen and Brady Shea. A minute 49 seconds into that frame, a power play goal to note. Speaking of power play goals, Svechnikov will get a late goal for the Hurricanes, getting his 7th goal of the season from Aho and Burns. After one period, it was 2-0. Chris Kreider would get his 19th goal of the season to finally put the Blue Shirts on the board. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into that second period, assisted by Trouba and Panarin. Just over 2 minutes after that, 2 minutes and 2 seconds to be exact, Martinook would increase the lead to 3-1 for the Hurricanes, assisted by Jordan Staal. So heading into the third period, the Hurricanes had a 2-goal lead. In the third, a minute and 33 into that third period, I should say, Chatfield with his 4th goal of the season, increasing the lead to 4-1, assisted by Drury and Nietzsche. Svechnikov would get his 2nd goal of the game 2 minutes and 56 seconds into that period, his 8th of the season, assisted by Brady Shea. And Michael Bunting would increase the lead to 6-1 at that point, getting his 9th goal of the season from Brandon Lemieux and Brady Shea. So a lot of players had 2 points minimum on this particular night. So with the victory, the Hurricanes have now improved to 21-13-4, and they are currently in what position? Carolina. They're second in that division with 46 points, and with the loss, the Rangers still atop of that division, 25-10-1 for 51 points. All right.
Excellent.
The next matchup takes place where? Hold on a second. Takes place in Pittsburgh, where the Penguins were playing host to the Washington Capitals. Yeah, just still waiting for the teams to be loaded on the screen here. I'm not going to hold this in front of the camera the entire time, so if you could just play along with me and get the teams correctly on the screen, that would be fantastic. The sooner we get this video over with, the better. Why are you going that way? It's so much faster to go. Oh, whatever. Just having some technical difficulties here. Don't mind us. I mean, this video is going to probably be half an hour just scrolling through teams as I'm holding this thing over the camera. I still have yet to get the technology to just record on the TV screen. Okay, come on. What are you doing? You just passed by the team 3 times. Pittsburgh, host team. Okay, forget it. In the first period, Tom Wilson will kick things off for the Washington Capitals, making it 1-0, 55 seconds into the frame, getting his 11th goal of the season from Sandin and Bear. Malestein would make it 2-0 in favor of the Capitals, 11 minutes and 16 seconds into the frame. Still in the first, Farabee would then record his 2nd goal of the season from Strome and Lapierre. Ovechkin would get on the score sheet less than a minute in the game, as getting his 8th of the season from Sandin and Anthony Mantha. And that goal happened with 42 seconds to go in the period. Raquel would finally get the Penguins on the board with just 4 seconds remaining in the period, getting his 3rd goal of the season from Erik Karlsson and Joseph. In the second, Crosby would get his 21st of the season on a power play from Gensel and Malkin, 9 minutes, 11 seconds in that frame. And Gensel would then cut the deficit to 4-3, getting his 17th goal of the season from Crosby and Raquel. There were no goals to report in the third period, so that's where we would finish at the end of regulation, 4-3 in favor of the Capitals.
I'm sorry,
that's fine. With the victory, Washington is now improved to 23-9-4, and with the loss, the Penguins are still at the bottom 4 of their respective division at 18-14-4. All right. The next matchup took place in Minnesota, where we had the Wild, and they were playing host to the Calgary Flames. Let's see if this can take half an hour. So the Wild have to be on the right side. Calgary has to be on the left side. Pretty simple. You're almost there. There you go. There you go. And now you just got to put Calgary on the other screen, and then, yeah, we can get underway with this review. There! I don't have to hold the thing forever. Finally! In the first, Mangiapane kicked things off for the Flames, getting his 7th goal of the season from Anderson and Uyghur. Huberdeau would double up the lead with just 24 seconds remaining, getting his 5th goal of the season from Lindholm and Sharagovich. In the second, Pat Maroon would cut the deficit to 2-1, getting his 4th goal of the season from Pettin and Rossi. And we have to jump all the way ahead to the third, where Blake Coleman would get a late goal for the Flames, his 57 seconds remaining in the period, his 14th of the season from Backlund and Uyghur. So 3-1 would be the final score from Minnesota. With the victory, the Flames are 16-16-5, And with the loss, Minnesota has a very identical record, 16-16-4. So the Flames are currently 6th in their division, and the Wild are 7th in their division. So both these teams are currently on the outside looking in when it comes to the postseason action. All right, the next matchup takes place in Nashville, where we have the Predators taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. See? Easy peasy. Just like that.
When they're close, it's easy.
Yeah, of course. All right, let's take a look at the goal scoring summary from this game. In the first, on a power play, Gustav Nyquist would give the Predators a 1-0 lead, getting his 9th goal of the season from Roman Josi and Ryan O'Reilly. No goals were scored in the second. We have to jump all the way ahead to the third, where Ryan O'Reilly would get a late power play goal for the Predators, increasing the lead to 2-0, getting his 15th of the season from Forsberg and Nyquist. Evangelista would then add a late goal for the Predators, getting his 6th of the season from Luke Schenn, which is 33 ticks remaining in the game. So with the victory, the Predators are now 21-16-1, and with the loss, the Blackhawks are still last in that division, 11-24-2. So Nashville is currently sitting 4th in that division in the Central 1 at that. Okay. The next matchup takes place in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where we have the Wild playing host to, not the Wild, the Jets, I apologize, and they're playing host to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Just bear with us here. We'll get to the teams on the screen eventually. Tampa Bay. Okay, there. Ta-da! So in the first, Steven Stamkos would kick things off for the Lightning, getting a 16th goal of the season from Victor Hedman and Kucherov. And that goal happened 6 minutes and 18 seconds into the frame, a power play goal to note. In the second, Neil Pionk would tie it up for the Jets, getting his 3rd goal of the season from Dillon and Barron. Iafallo would add a goal 9 minutes and 13 seconds in that middle frame, getting his 7th of the season, assisted by Perfetti and Namestnikov. In the third, Nick Ehlers would increase the lead to 3-1 with just under 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes and 47 seconds to be exact, getting his 12th goal of the season from Namestnikov. Barron would then increase the lead to 4-1 with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the frame, his 7th of the season, assisted by Toniato and Namestnikov. And then on a late power play, Kucherov would then cut the deficit to 4-2 with 37 seconds remaining in the game, his 27th of the season from Hedman and Braden Point. But unfortunately for the Lightning, it was too little too late at that point to mount a comeback. So with the victory, the Jets have now improved to 23-9-4. And the Jets are currently sitting in...
Bear with us.
Yeah. Currently sitting 2nd in that division. And with the loss, the Lightning, they're still in the top 4 of the Atlantic Division. They're sitting at 18-16-5. And I may sound like a broken record, but Winnipeg are 23-9-4. Just had to make sure.
Technical difficulties.
Of course. That's my whole life. All right, now the next matchup takes place in Arizona, where the Coyotes played host to the Florida Panthers.
Hey, you showed half of the screen.
That's fine. I can't be perfect. You got to go up. Got to go up to Arizona.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They start with the capital or the first letter of the city's name or the state's name, and they played host to the Panthers. So as soon as we get the Florida Panthers on the screen, we can take a look at this game.
Here.
There we go.
There you go.
That's fine. All right, so in the first, Connor Verhaeghe would kick things off for the Panthers, getting his 19th goal of the season, over halfway through that period, 9 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first. In the second, there was no scoring, with jump all the way ahead to the third, where Alex Kerfoot would get a shorthanded goal for the Arizona Coyotes, his 5th of the season, assisted by Logan Krause. Sam Reinhart would get a power play goal for the Panthers later on in that period, his 24th of the season from Barkov and Verhaeghe, 7 minutes and 56 seconds to be exact. Less than a minute after that, Matthew Tkachuk would get the puck, getting his 6th goal of the season, putting in the back of the net, 8 minutes and 38 seconds into that frame, and then jump ahead to the very end of the period with 2 minutes and 21 seconds to be exact. Forsling would then give the Panthers a 4-1 lead, getting his 5th goal of the season. So with that, the Panthers have now improved to 23-12-2. They are currently sitting second in that Atlantic Division, and the Arizona Coyotes are 19-15-2. They are currently sitting 5th in their division, respectively. All right. The next matchup takes place in Colorado, where we have the Avalanche, and they played host to the New York Islanders. There we go. See? It's easy once you start getting on a roll. All right. I give you a pat on the back, but I'm on the floor. I can't reach that far.
I can reach you.
That's nice. So in the first, Pierre Engvall would kick things off for the Islanders, 5 minutes and 39 seconds into that frame, getting his 5th goal of the season from Nelson. Devon Toews, playing against his former team, would then tie it up, getting a 6th goal of the season from O'Connor and Makar. 6 minutes, 11 seconds into that frame, so less than 30 seconds after Engvall scored, Toews would tie it up. Speaking of Nelson, who had an assist in the first goal, he would then get on the goal score sheet himself, getting a 17th goal of the season from Dobson and Sorokin, and that was a power play goal with 32 seconds remaining in that period. In the second, Holmstrom would increase the lead to 3-1 for the Islanders, getting his 11th goal of the season, assisted by Cal Clutterbuck. Nichushkin would cut the deficit to 3-2, just over 3 minutes after Holmstrom scored, cutting it to 3-2, like I said, his 18th of the season from Gerard and Drouin. Speaking of Jonathan Drouin, he would get on the goal score sheet himself, 8 minutes and 24 seconds into that middle period, his 6th of the season from Rantanen and McKinnon. Romanov would increase. So at that point the game was tied at 3. Romanov would then give the Islanders a 4-3 lead with 9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, his 3rd of the season, assisted by Matt Barzal. In the third, we had to jump ahead 12 minutes, 21 seconds into that period, or 7 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the period. Nichushkin would then get his 2nd goal of the game, his 19th of the season, assisted by McKinnon and Makar. A power play goal to note. At that point, we were all tied up at 4. In the extra frame, McKinnon would get the game-winning goal, his 20th of the season, from Makar and Rantanen, just 32 seconds into that extra frame. So the Avalanche got a overtime win. With that, they are now sitting at 24-11-3. They are sitting on top of that Central Division. And with the loss, the Islanders, I still believe, are in the top 3 of their division. They're sitting at 17-10-10. All right.
Wait, what?
New York Islanders.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The next matchup takes place in Alberta. It can't be Calgary because they already played. So we have the Edmonton Oilers, and they are playing host to the Philadelphia Flyers. It's kind of odd that at the start of the season, like the first month and a bit, it looked like the Oilers were going to be the bottom feeders of the league, and it was going to be yet another wasted year for McDavid and Draisaitl, but they have started to get red hot at the best time, and it's a good thing they're not even halfway through the season, and they're contending at least for a wild card spot at best case scenario. No, it was the other way around.
Wait, what?
Other way around. You passed by them. That's why I kept pointing up. Go up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I can hold this forever. That's for sure. No, you passed them again. Okay, now go down. And there you go. See? A little bit of practice. All right, so in the first, McDavid would kick things off for the Oilers with just over 4 minutes remaining in that period, 4 minutes and 5 seconds. But he would record his 14th goal of the season from Nugent Hopkins and Darnay. In the second, Zach Hyman would get a beautiful feed from McDavid, his 22nd of the year. With his assist, McDavid at this point has got 900 points on his career already. Draisaitl also assisted on Hyman's 22nd goal of the year. Travis Konechny would get a goal for the Flyers just about 3 minutes after Hyman scored. Konechny would get his 18th goal of the season from Farabee and Couturier. Mark Stahl would get his first goal of the season. I just read a stat that was only his 15th game of the year, so he's been scratched quite a bit. Assisted by Konechny and Farabee, and that goal happened with exactly 3 minutes to go in that period. In a late power play, Nugent Hopkins would get a feed from McDavid and Hyman, getting his 10th goal of the season. And at that point, McDavid had 901 points out of his career so far, 3-2 heading into the third period. In the third, Draisaitl would get on the goal scorer sheet a minute and 27 seconds into that frame, his 18th of the season, assisted by McDavid, 9:02, and Ceci got the assist on that as well. And then Nugent Hopkins would get his second goal of the game, 11 minutes and 19 seconds into that frame, or 8 minutes and 41 seconds remaining in the game, assisted by McDavid, 9:04, and Zach Hyman would assist on that as well. So McDavid had a 5-point game, 1 goal and 4 assists. So he was on this. He was a part of every single goal for the Oilers. Just unbelievable.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, always technical difficulties. All right, so 5-2 would be the final from Edmonton. With that, they have improved to 19, 15, and 1. They are currently sitting 4th in their division, and with the loss, the Flyers, I believe, are still in the top 3 of their the Flyers are in 4th in that Metropolitan Division. Thank you. 19, 3, and 5. Whoa, that can't be right. It's 19, 13, and 5? Flyers? What's their record? There's no way they're 19, 3, and 5. 13 and 5. I screwed up. 19, 13, and 5. I got to put a 1 in front of that 3. There's no way. They only played 20 games so far. Okay, so now let's see what other games happened. 3 more games to report from Tuesday night. The next one is an all-Canadian matchup, as we have
Ottawa and Vancouver.
That's right. Let's see if we can get Ottawa on the left side and Vancouver on the right. My foot's asleep. And then go left and then go up. No. Up. 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 There.
Oh.
There. There we go. There.
Technical difficulties.
Yep.
Next.
In the first, just 2 minutes and 14 seconds into that frame, Ian Cole would get his first goal as a member of the Vancouver Canucks, assisted by Julesit and Mikheyev. 12 minutes and 39 seconds into that period, P.S. Sutter would increase the lead to 2-0 from Sam Lafferty and Tyler Myers. With 3 minutes and 26 seconds remaining, Elias Pettersson would increase the lead to 3-0, getting his 14th goal of the season, assisted by P.S. Sutter. Less than 30 seconds after that, 24 seconds to be exact, JT Miller would increase the lead to 4-0, getting his 16th goal of the season, assisted by Zadorov and Besser. And then with a late power play, seems like everything was just falling apart for the Senators in the first. Pettersson would get his second goal of the game, his 15th of the season, assisted by JT Miller and Quinn Hughes. So it was 5-0 for the Canucks heading into the second period. Claude Giroux would finally put the Senators on the board, getting his 10th goal of the season from Tkachuk and Sanderson. And that's the only scoring we had in the second. So it was 5-1 in favor of the Canucks heading into the third period. Just 37 seconds into that third, Tarasenko would cut the deficit to 5-3, getting his 7th goal of the season from Giroux and Stützle. Tarasenko would then get his second goal of the game late in that third period, his 8th of the season from Batherson and Chabot. 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in that frame. And just 13 seconds after Tarasenko scored, P.S. Sutter would get his second goal of the game, icing the game, making it 6-3, getting his 8th goal of the season. So with the victory, the Canucks are 24-10-3. They are top of that Pacific Division. And with the loss, the Senators are 14-19-0. They are in last place in that Atlantic Division. Okay. I believe there's just 2 more games to review from that particular night. And I believe the next one takes place in Los Angeles. So we have the Kings on the right side, the Kings on the right side, and the Leafs on the left.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, my leg is like cramping up big time. So come on, let's get this over with. You're supposed to help me speed this up, not slow it down. There, you just passed by the Kings. Now go down until you see the Leafs. Then we'll take a look at this review. All right, no goals to report in the first. We have to jump all the way ahead to the second period where William Nylander will kick things off for the Maple Leafs, getting his 18th goal of the season from Tyler Bertuzzi and John Tavares. 8 minutes and 14 seconds into that middle frame, Järnkrok would make it 2-0 for the Maple Leafs, getting his 9th goal of the season from Tyler Bertuzzi and Max Domi. So it's 2-0 in favor of the Leafs heading into the third. And with just a minute remaining in the game, an empty netter, William Nylander would get his second goal of the game, his 19th of the season. 3-0 would be the final from LA. So with the victory, the Leafs have now improved to 18, 10, and 7. They are currently sitting in second place or third place in that Atlantic Division. And with the loss, the LA Kings are 29 and 5, and they're currently sitting third in that Pacific Division. So no need to panic just yet if you're a Kings fan.
Oh, no.
Okay, and now the last game. It's going to be like a almost half an hour review of these games. Took place in San Jose, where they played host to the Detroit Red Wings. Almost there. So close. And one more. There you go. Fantastic. Woo! Last one. All right. So, in the first, Daniel Sprong will kick things off for the Red Wings on a power play goal, his 10th of the season from Raymond and Gostisbehere. Zetterlund would tie the game up with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go, getting his 11th goal of the season, assisted by Granlund and Mike Hoffman. So it's all tied up at 1 heading into the second period. JT Compher would give the Wings a 2-1 lead with his 9th goal of the year from Hall and Mata. And then Bailey would get his 2nd goal of the season, assisted by Ferraro to tie it up with just 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in that frame. It was all tied up at 2 after 2. Barbanov would give the Sharks their first lead of the game, 9 minutes and 24 seconds into that frame, getting his 2nd goal of the season from Ferraro and Emerson.
Wait, is your leg okay over there?
No, it's like cramped up big time, so I got to get through this. David Perron would tie the game up with 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go. A power play goal, his 8th of the season from Sprong and Raymond. Perron would then add a late goal for the Red Wings, assisted by Raymond with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in that period, giving the Wings a 4-3 lead at that point. And then with just 6 seconds to go, Rasmussen would get an empty netter for the Red Wings, making it 5-3, getting his 8th goal of the season. With that... Okay, sorry about that. I put my video on pause. I just received a phone call as I was almost done recording this video, so there will be at some point. So the final score from San Jose would be 5-3 in favor of the Red Wings. So with that, the Red Wings have now improved to 18, 16, and 4. I believe they're in the top 4 of that division, or maybe they're in the top 5 of that division. Let me just check real quick. The Red Wings, Eastern Conference, keep scrolling down. They're currently 5th in that Atlantic Division, and with a record of 18, 16, and 4. And as for the Sharks, again, the worst team in the league. They are 9, 26, and 3. All right, that takes care of my recap of Tuesday's action of the NHL. I want to thank my lovely daughter for helping me out. And now I can finally stand up and not have a cramped leg. As always, if you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative as well. And as always,
Take care.